Happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. I'm Maria Milagros, and this is a little space I like to carve out to share tips, tools, techniques, nuggets, antidotes to help us get to those next levels of health and happiness, whatever that might mean for us at this time in our lives, because we are, as humans, in a constant state of evolution, and so is our journey and the there. Right? The there is always moving because we are always moving and evolving. And so during the month of March, I wanted to focus on returning to a space of peace and really practicing getting to a place of peace. And last week I talked about just kind of the knowing and the awareness of when we are outside of our peace, and then asking ourselves, is this thing, whatever this is, worthy of my time and my energy and my peace? Is it worthy of my sanity, right? And then today, I wanted to talk more about being intentional when it comes to safeguarding, protecting, harnessing our peace, because it is easy to be in a space of peace when everything around us is peaceful, of course. And then when chaos pops off, we're like, it's your fault, you're the reason, you're the thing, you're the reason why I don't have peace. But the reality is that all things begin and end here. So if we can learn how to protect, honor, and I don't like using the word protect because even that feels like a struggle, but for the lack of a better word, to protect, harness, and kind of safeguard our own peace, what are the practices that we are putting into place, right? When I realized that my peace is my responsibility, I said, okay, then I have to also pay attention to what I'm taking in. What am I listening to? Does it feel like support build up my peace, or is it taking away from my peace? What am I watching on TV? What shows, movies, news am I participating in that is destructive to my peace? What am I talking about? And is the things that I'm talking about building or breaking down my peace? Who are the people I spend my time around? And I'm not saying like at the supermarket or like going to the gym, right? We can't avoid all humans, but the people that I spend the majority of my time around, do they contribute to my peace and ease or not? And I know that kind of goes against what I just said about how they're not responsible. And at the same time, we are the people that we spend the most amount of our time with. Either we become like them or they become like us. So if we are in a space of learning how to practice, safeguarding our peace, we have to pay attention to that dynamic, that environmental piece, because that's really important, right? What am I consuming? Literally, like, what am I eating? What am I drinking? Is it contributing to my peace? Is the things that I am taking in protecting, safeguarding, cultivating peace, or is it sabotaging my peace? And if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that one of the things I talk about a lot is awareness, right? Paying attention to, how do I feel after I listen to this, watch this, say this, eat this, and then checking in with myself and being more realistic, like, ooh, that does not align with my story of wanting peace in my life. Where can I create a small shift then in order to move myself closer to protecting my peace, right? So that's kind of it for today. I want you, us, myself included, to think about ways that we can continue to cultivate peace in our lives by being intentional about what we are consuming and doing, and whether or not it is contributing to our peace. So for myself, I wake up and the first thing I do, and I know this might sound crazy to some people, and I don't care. This is the reality of what I do. I wake up and the first thing that I do is I smile, and then I list 20, 30 things that I'm grateful for. And then I do affirmations. That's before I even get out of bed. And that's my practice to cultivate and honor my peace. And then when I get out of bed, I, usually feed my cat, spend some time loving on her, whatever. If my daughter's here, I go in her room and I kiss her, whatever. And then I meditate, cultivating my peace. And then I choose with intention how I'm going to consume the first meal of my day. It's usually a grain drink and some hard-boiled eggs, but what I'm going to consume and whether or not that is going to contribute to peace in my body. And then I try to practice moving through my day, asking myself, is this worthy of my peace? Does this contribute to my peace? And then the more that we do that, the more that we start to create those little, first of all, we become aware, then we can make decisions accordingly, and then we can take action to create those tiny shifts that will continue to cultivate my peace. I had a recent situation and I felt like there was no peace available. No, there was no peace. But my body just started breathing. I found myself like this, and I'm like, I want to get really angry and I want to be really mad, but my body has been so trained to just breathe and to harness myself into the moment as much as possible and to try to hold on to some pieces of my peace so that when I go to this space that is not peaceful, I am not also destructive and contributing to the destruction in that space. And I didn't realize that I was doing it until I got there. And I thought, I'm not as angry as I thought I would be. And I recognized that it's from this practice of cultivating my peace. I wasn't as peaceful as I probably would have liked to be, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that I was able to root myself in as best as possible. I was able to be intentional about my practice, and I have moved my needle greatly from when I started this journey of trying to find peace, right? It doesn't happen overnight, and with consistent practice and intentionality, there's going to be shifts and changes. We just have to want it enough, right? So that's what I have for you. If peace is something you want, please start paying attention to what you are taking in and whether or not you are safeguarding your peace so that when your peace is needed, it is at the forefront, it is strengthened, it is available for you. That's all that I have. If you know someone who can benefit from it, please share it. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down, whatever feels like peace. And sign up for my newsletter on my website, www.mariamilagros.net, where I share these out every week. And you also get information about discounts, deals, and upcoming events where I'm doing speaking gigs and things like that. So that's all I have for you. I'm sending you light and love and peace. Peace!